Overwatch 2 has finally been released after being announced about 3 years ago, 6 years after Overwatch 1. Let's see where all that time and money was spent. I don't know, I mean, it kind of looks the exact same. I don't think they've changed too much. I mean, like
Game of the year is
Overwatch
2.
Overwatch 2 Thick has dropped. And by dropped, I mean the servers have dropped into the abyss. Starting off strong with a DDoS attack from a kid who is clearly pissed off at Blizzard for encrypting all their character models, preventing happy time. It's not like the servers were completely overwhelmed by just sheer player count, so I do feel kind of bad that some losers are ruining the fun for everyone else, but it is what it is. Multi-billion-dollar company should probably invest in some better defense. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. I somehow managed to get in though. While you wait, why don't you check out our Battlepass? Revolutionary idea, because we have no creativity. So here are my thoughts.
I'm already chasing.
So I want to talk first about the biggest change Overwatch 2 made, and that's the switch to 5v5 opposed to 6v6. Definitely causing rifts between friends on who was deemed the worst player to get kicked from the team. I'll say it up front, but I personally like this change. To me, the original Overwatch was like 90% two teams sitting behind their double shield tanks, shooting at each other until one line of defense falls first. Now, this doesn't mean Overwatch 1 was bad for this reason. I know a lot of people did prefer 6v6 because this style allowed for longer, more complex team fights. More complex team fights, more opportunity for crazy ultimate combinations. I get the appeal. For me though, I like the faster paced gameplay of Overwatch 2, especially after playing a lot of Mommy Simulator 2022, which is also 5v5. The current comp setup of 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 healers makes it feel like the characters your team chooses hold much more weight in determining the style and ways your team will engage. Massive emphasis is placed on there only being 1 tank. So whatever your tank is pretty much determines the team comp. If you choose Reinhardt, you're a lot more defensive with his shield and defensive capabilities. If you choose the newly reworked Orisa, you can be a lot more aggressive charging in there with her fucking Beyblade. I love doing that. Coming through, coming through, coming through, coming through, coming through. God, I love this rework. And if you choose Junker Queen, you definitely have mommy issues. Mommy? Mommy? Also, she's really good. Speaking of which,
I wanna be Winston.
the 3 new additions to Overwatch 2 are all pretty dope, and honestly feel right at home with the rest of the cast. Junker Mom is a pretty fun and aggressive tank. Landing her knife will never not be satisfying.
That's pretty good.
Sojourn is an absolute monster. Oh my god!
Oh my god, what just
Oh my
happened?
god, I don't know.
What just happened?
I don't know. I was holding left click and then I hit the right click and then they were all dead. And a good player who can land her railgun shots can easily carry a team. I also like her slide to Mario jump and other abilities. No. Oh my god, Sojourn's so thick. She's like if Apex Legends was turned into a hero. Kiriko is a very high skill healer with a focus on landing headshots. Because if you do land the headshots...
Good morning.
Oh boy.
Here, I'd like to...
Bro, I just destroyed that Moira. Also, her ultimate combined with other heroes is just gross, dude. Basically turns every single hero into a minigun. Overall, not too many complaints. Although, I think they nerfed Junker Queen a bit too hard. Her boost ability has such a long cooldown now. She's a lot harder to use in long-term fights unless you have god-tier healers. The new hero reworks are fun and less frustrating. I think McCree, I mean Cassidy, god I forgot. I think Cassidy, as much as I love it, is more fun to fight against without his flashbang. Orisa is... I got it. This guy. Oh, Tracer. God, I just love playing Orisa now. I'd say my biggest complaint with the characters is that tanks are so strong, like insanely strong. I know they had to balance the game for the new 5v5 thing, but I think they overtuned them a little bit too much. Most of the tanks can easily destroy a team if they're played right.
Hey, boss.
In most of the games I played, the tank did either as much or more damage than the actual DPS. Orisa and Zarya in particular are just nuts, dude. I just walk up to her and kill her. Not having another tank to counter specific tanks makes them just gross. Like playing Roadhog was a bit harder in Overwatch 1 because there were so many shields that just could block your hook. But now, it's like fishing in a barrel. This all comes down to personal preference, but I feel like they could be toned a bit back. Maybe less damage, but keep the same amount of health.
I'm already Widowmaker.
I do want to touch on the maps very briefly, but I honestly don't have anything very interesting to say about them. I like them. You know, they're visually aesthetically pleasing to look at. Overwatch maps have never been too crazy in terms of map layout, since they have to account for the entire cast of heroes, but I mean they look cool. The new push mode complements the maps pretty well. In itself, it is a fun spin on the whole push this point from A to B. It's nothing like insanely revolutionary, but it does spice up the Overwatch formula a little bit. You know, a little pinch of salt. I can't think of a single Overwatch map I absolutely despise. I think they're all pretty decent. B+. Also, quick side note, they got rid of medals, so now you can visually see which person to place all your blame when you're losing. Thanks, Blizzard.
Nerf Bastion.
Alright, this is where the good stuff pretty much ends. Warning. Strap yourselves in. This next section might get a little heated, so if my angry gamer levels get too high, I will forcibly enter a state of meditation. Let's begin. Let's go ahead and rip the band-aid off. This battle pass takes the cake for the worst battle pass I have ever seen. Dude, it's like all player icons and voice lines. This is like actually a way for them to like work on less content. I'm not exaggerating. If you're a free player and are looking to get into Overwatch and start unlocking all these cool cosmetics you're seeing, well guess what, bud? It's time to wake the fuck up. In the 80 tier battle pass at launch, there are 2 free tiers to unlock skins in the game. 2! Bro, I can't believe... To put this into perspective, understand this. In Overwatch 2, you only have the Battle Pass and the store. These are the only 2 ways to unlock anything in the game. Even the challenges, instead of offering meaningful rewards, just give you more Battle Pass experience. Yay! So if you are playing this game for free, you are playing to unlock 2 skins for a game with 35 different heroes. Oh, you want more? Too bad, bitch. Give me money and buy the premium battle pass, or go to our wonderful in-game store, because we here at Blizzard hate your stupid gut. So basically, the only incentives for free players are 2 skins and to unlock heroes. Wait, what? Another god-awful decision by Blizzard is the move to lock all heroes from free players with the exception of a few starters to get you going. I'm honestly speechless. Like, this is just straight up a terrible idea. I wouldn't even wipe my ass with this idea, dude. To eventually unlock every hero, you need to play over 150 games. Say each Overwatch game lasts on average, like, 15 minutes, give or take. If it's a fairish fight, it'll take you roughly 40 plus hours of game time to unlock all heroes. That may not seem like a lot to, like, kids, but fuck, man, 40 hours for a college student or an employee is a hefty ask. Now look, I know this isn't the end of the world, and the grind could have been worse, I guess, but this should just be another clear example of how free-to-play just be hindering games. Yes, you can make the argument it's free to play, but I personally would have preferred to pay just $60 for a full complete game with a good progression system, but in 2022, that's just impossible to have for some reason. I'm just really not a big fan of this, and I'm not even affected by it since I owned Overwatch 1. I guess we'll see how this really plays out in the long run, but I won't be surprised if the majority of people hate this. Last but not least, I just had to mention the lack of Overwatch 2's big co-op mode that they advertised so heavily a year or so ago. Where is it? Did it just go and leave to get milk at the gas station? Did they go and find another game, Blizzard? Give it to me straight. I heard this mode got delayed till like 2023, but man, I am just so tired of games blowing their load too early and releasing half-finished and underbaked. That mode would have sold me on the big fat 2 in Overwatch's name now, to really feel like a sequel. The addition of 3 heroes, some new maps, and 1 new game mode is a good chunk of content, but not like a sequel amount. What do I know? know though. Anyways, I've rambled long enough. I think Overwatch 2 is a nice restart for Blizzard. It has some good groundwork for the future, especially with that spicy co-op mode they are promising. It'll be interesting to see how this free-to-play thing ages in the coming months as people get more time with the game, more specifically free players. I personally think it will age like milk. Who knows? Maybe the whole character unlock thing isn't that big of a deal, and people will have everything in like a few weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate all the nice comments and compliments you guys are giving me. And holy shit, we are almost at 2K. What? You guys need to slow down, okay? Y'all acting like I know what I'm doing or something. I will try my hardest for you. Mwah. Anyways, that's it for me. Peace.